part for, hey, we brought that project in and it's kind of messed up with the alpha channel. I could go back to After Effects and fix it, but just as a review, I'm going to delete that alpha. I imported the After Effects file into here, and then I'm going to drop it into here. And remember, this is a review. I can, if that's an After Effects project, I can click on it and I can say Edit Original, and it'll go back to my original. So you're seeing different workflows you can work with. So let's say your editor doesn't know how to use After Effects. I would go fix it, render it out as an alpha channel with an alpha channel, and give it back to them. But since you're doing the same thing, I'm just going to fix it with the uh, da, da, by going through Premiere Pro. So it's my banner that's messed up, and I know exactly what I messed up now. When I copied and pasted, I don't have, so this comes in, and then these keyframes are a little bit different. That's why I'm going to delete this one. I'm going to park on it. I'm going to delete it. I'm going to copy this one, and then I'm going to paste it, and let's see if it still floats. So it comes in. It's still floating. There's some weird thing in there, so I'm going to delete that. I'm going to try this, and I think there must be an extra keyframe in here someplace, because it comes in. It shouldn't float off like that. So I'm going to just fix it and click, shift, drag. I'm not sure why that wants to float like that. So it comes in. Yeah, it's doing something goofy with, we know it takes 15 frames to come in. I'm going to reset that layer. And it should kill my keyframes too. And I'm going to go to position. At 415, I want it to be there. At 15, I want it to be there. So right here, I want to drag it off of the frame so it comes on. And of course, so it comes on, it stays on, and then it moves back off. Okay, so now we should have it fixed. Good. I'm still want this to come down a little bit. And then as soon as I save it, remember, and quit, it should be updated in here. Remember, it takes a second to update. While we're waiting for that to update, and I forgot one other thing again, so I'm going to go to Control Edit original. I forgot the transparency. So I'm going to go fix that real quick. I'm going to take it down to 50%. That should be good. I'm going to save it. I'm going to quit out of it. And again, it'll give it a second update. And then the last thing I want to show is workflow. I like the transparency on that. So workflow, I can bring a Photoshop document into here and do the same thing I did in After Effects. I don't have the motion blur and some of that kind of stuff. But if I want to go File, Import, hey, there's my Photoshop document. And I can say Import and look at the options. If merge all layers, it comes in by itself. And then, or I can do a sequence and it brings the layers in separately into their own sequence. So I can play with that. Okay, so if I hit OK, there's a, if I click on this, there's my sequence with all the different layers, and I could do animation on it. Okay, and if I didn't want to have this animate, you know, I could do that again. I'm going to go back to my original project, go import. I want to do the PSD. I'm going to import, and this time I'm going to do all merged layers, hit OK. And now if I bring this back out, I have a nice lower third without, it didn't keep the opacity. I'd have to go back and fix that, but you can see the workflow. So that's your part A of your Photoshop assignment. You're going to create a Photoshop layered document with all these things. You're going to save the Photoshop file. You're going to take it to After Effects. You're going to do the animation. Then you're going to, I also want your lower third over something like I have here. So either a talking head or something, so I can see what it looks like over a piece of video. So that's the end of that assignment.